incompletions.
And his kick here is... Now here's Vic. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. The season. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again.
Obviously, Brandon, they couldn't get it all back with just one score.
Again, it's Vic. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown. And the Cardinals push further out in front.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean...
In on 2nd and goal. While the train... And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Number 7 on the year. And the Cardinals take the opening kick.
A little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And some room to work. Touchdown, Cardinals.
As he thinks about angling for a new contract.
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. A great effort. 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit.
You get down near the goal-handed tight end becomes a lot right here in this room, and then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Cards, they move back over 5 as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. To throw, it's Breeze. Going for the deep ball. A leap in, he's got it. He got it. Touchdown. A great play there. Hits the year. And the Niners have taken the early lead. Well, that's how they envisioned it. Get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their
Patriots?
You ask tight ends about their favorite routes to run, and surprisingly, this will pop up as one of their staples because they run so many routes in the middle of the field. How about this one? Starts downfield, bends it to the corner, great touch on the football, and they turn that one into a big play. Extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Patriots are within an extra point of tying this one up. On those. Now Brady. And that's going to be caught for a Patriot touchdown. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Patriots have taken the lead. So they're able to break the tie just before halftime. Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he's got Martin for a Patriot touchdown. Patrick Mahomes with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Patriots add on to their lead. Circle that, 2nd and 7. Play action, now it's Brady. Rolling to his right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Touchdown on the year. And the Patriots are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter.
You have fun with this one, partner. The lineup the first time, and the hitters get to see him. And then they come out after that, and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the 1st quarter and just shut it.
They're back to 500 at 5-5. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Buffalo Bills next week. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Seattle Seahawks. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
First and goal from the 2. The worst thing that should result is an incompletion for you offensively. But Brandon, this is a different type of football. Back in my day, first and goal from the 2, a lot of big people with big neck roll.
We'll have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Aaron with the scoreboard here this afternoon. Well, with that touchdown pass, I'm going to bring up a point from earlier in the year. Some of the fans were saying, when do we turn to the rookie? Well, he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I love the fact that
as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the 11
in their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
If there's any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels.
They'll try and run for it here with Portis. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play.
That would be their last points of the game.
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment.
Broncos, it's a win they needed, if for nothing else than their sanity, as they move to 4-6. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they will finally get an extra week to heal up a bit as they will get the late bye in Week 12.
You're getting started, and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved.
Touchdown, Dolphins! It's complete. A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins are going to take a first-quarter lead.
A result on each and every attempt.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying the... Good bounce-back drive right there through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agree totally. Just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away, and that's exactly what happened there.
He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Donald Driver has the first hit, and the Dolphins have taken the lead. So that really an almost perfect drive as they chew up some clock and wind up.
Tight, sharply run route. Again, zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead air.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. First touchdown on the year. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to. Good, accurate throw to set up first and goal.
Got a man. It's Johnson. End zone for a Miami touchdown. His second touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th.
1978. I think it was in November. That gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
For the Texans, add one more loss to the column. That drops them to a woeful 1-9 so far. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today. Into the red zone now. Manning. Flushed out right. To the end zone, but it's on play action. Now Manning. They'll roll him out right. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. Thing tucked it and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create.
Again, and he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up.
To throw is Manning. He's going to try and go deep again. And that is caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great effort. First half is winding down. And the Chiefs have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And let's go. If you've got him, you've got to try and use him. A lot of anticipation with the...
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. Touchdown. A big play there. His third touchdown. Former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it.
They faked the handoff. Now Manning. And this one incomplete. Too much
Control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work. Defense thinks they feel like they've got the confidence to keep hand.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Evan Ingram, his fourth touchdown on the year.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out again. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
That's going to be caught. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. To throw is Manning. And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important...
So they got that taken care of. Now you would assume onside kick in order to try and get the ball back again, in order to try and kick at least a tying field goal.
On second and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just...
Comfortable, but do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally.
Sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better, and that got it done.
6-4. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Mile High to take on the Broncos. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, we'll see how this affects their playoff standing as they fall to 7-4 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Yards of total offense, just couldn't sustain much of anything against them. Great job showing them different looks and then attacking.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A great out on the year. And the Panthers are going to take a first quarter lead.
Well, earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosive.
And his kick is out. And this one is right.
And when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
Looking left side, and it's complete. The 40. Past the 20. Touchdown, Carolina. A big play there. 90 quickly here for 6 points.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit
about getting 3 points. And his kick is right there again. And he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they decrease?
And his kick. Gonna give this time to the tailback. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A great play there. Touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Looking for Campbell downfield. This is caught inside the 15. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone.
Points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It just keep them alive in the playoff races. They're back to 500 at 5-5.
And they will hit the road next week to take on Washington.
Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, it's a bit of a setback as they drop to 6-4 now. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the New Orleans Saints. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
They're controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to
touchdown Jets. A great effort there. His first
was getting the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care.
Now it's Smith. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year.
And the Jets are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
To each other, and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone
got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Play, and off it goes.
Taken at the goal line.
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Jags grab it. And they're going to be set up in the... And they're going to fake it. He wants to throw it here. And how about this? It's complete. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Irv Smith Jr.
His first touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying the left half. Should be a fairly easy one here. And this one to throw again on second down. Smith. That is caught by Moss. He's got a Jets touchdown. A great play there out here in this first half. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead.
There was a lot of zip on that.
Back being the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
And I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode. 2 scores already. They give up a touchdown here. That makes things really difficult for their offense moving forward.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Kenyon Barner run.
And the Jets take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That team shy of the 10. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown.
12 yards have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy
premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game.
Alive in the playoff races, they're back to 500 at 5-5. And they'll have another home date next week as the Miami Dolphins come to town. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, it's starting to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody. Here's Shaw.
loses it. And it's Washington that scoops it out. And they have the football. Only needed a yard on fourth down. That's what he's there for, right?
Exactly. Line him up short.
And that is caught. Touchdown. As his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And
To throw again on second down. Shaw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. A great effort there.
First half. So a late touchdown here just before the half, and that obviously changes the dynamic of this game.
Yeah, in a couple of ways, partner, because they've been shut out of playbook, and that's when they hit them with the play action. And you can see the defenders rushing towards the line of scrimmage, then scrambling back trying to cover. Couldn't get there in time.
Hash this from 44 yards out. And this one is right through. And that will... Back to throw. Ramsey.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown.
A great number 7 on the year.
And Washington going to add on to their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the watching the NFL on EA Sports.
And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown, one-score game again here in the fourth.
So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what...
From the gun on third down. Ramsey, nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys.
Back to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. He's at the 50, 30, 10.
And he will bring this one back.
They were in field goal range, a chance to get this one to OT. Got a little greedy going for the win, cost him the game.
Not just a little greedy, now a little effort all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just...
To over-aggressiveness. And I think most coordinators are looking at it like run your regular defense, add some pressure packages, because really the 35-yard... They took us down to the last play. We're still... You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for one town. Meanwhile, for the Giants... They suffered just their second loss as they drop to 8-2 now on the year. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody. Off the bootleg, Harrington. Finds a man on the crossing route. And this one, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And his kick.
Standing, that everything wasn't on time back in the pocket.
Touchdown, Colts. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Colts have tied. His kick here is
their shot, but the coverage up to the task, and it forces a fourth down.
Desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Over the middle, complete. It's Owens. Touchdown, Indianapolis. On the year. And the Colts are going to jump back in front.
And touchdown, and congratulations, and zero relaxation.
Back to throw, Manning. And this is caught. And it's a three-point game. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com.
Looking to throw. Bledsoe. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown. Season. And the Bills take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive.
The losing streak can take.
They'll try and run for it with Foster. And did he break the plane? Yes, he did. Touchdown. As he was letting that go, that could have been worse. Instead, he'll try again with the arm here on second down. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there. And the Seahawks are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. His first career touchdown pass, and it's
of the game. Shut down the run. Control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion
6. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for Seattle, add one more loss to the column. That drops them to a woeful 1-9 so far. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL. Out of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon.
And he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. Here's Roethlisberger. Flushed out right. But I think the ball's out. And this is picked up by the Browns. Looking to throw. Collins. He finds his man. Complete. That's Morgan. Touchdown, Browns. A great play there. And the Browns, on just 2 plays, have taken the lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct, and on a likely carry on this down.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Corey down on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying.
Middle of the field, and he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Play action. Now Roethlisberger to the goal line, but...
And they want to get it to someone, and in this case, he had the play. They just didn't.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have taken the lead. Hard to argue with that being their best.
To your thought process. You got to make it pay off with 6. Nice connection.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A great play there. Touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are an extra point away from tying this ball game here in the final moments of the third quarter. And now Roethlisberger. This one caught by Lee. And in for the Steelers touchdown. A great on the year. And the Steelers answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the fourth. So, Charles, this game feels like it has been punch-it on first down. He'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And the Steelers have just...
That you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football. All the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
Cowboys. Meanwhile, for Cleveland... It was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Houston Texans. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports. And his kick here is
this is... They'll keep it on the ground. It's George, and he'll take this into the end zone for a great play there with touchdown number 6. Here's 2nd and 4. They're going to look to throw, and it's caught. Touchdown! Caden Smith, his 2nd touchdown on the season. Final minutes. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. Football game. And the kick for the 41-year-old is up and good.
It was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants...
Their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And next week they get to stay home again as the Los Angeles Chargers come to town. Meanwhile for Dallas, add one more loss to the column. That drops them to a woeful 1-9 so far. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
And it's caught in down on the year. And the Titans have taken a first quarter lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made it.
And this one is right. And his kick is right field goal unit. And his kick is good.
Taking care of the ball. All the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the...
Rivers from the gun on 3rd down. Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. A great play there. His 6th. And the Titans look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they plan to do, that's a great way to close them out.
So for Tennessee, their playoff chances take an uptick as they move to 7-4. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Bears, we'll see how this affects their playoff standing as they fall to 7-4 now on the year. And they will finally get an extra week to heal up a bit as they will get the late bye in Week 12. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. And here's McNabb. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A great play there. And the Eagles would extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading toward, and they've controlled this ball game. But right now,
and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jalen Richard, his
brought back the images of the game of old.
So for the Eagles, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-6. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The kick by Gold is good. Now Warner. Eluding the pressure right. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
To throw the football, and how about how he ended it? Boy, he had some zip on that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an arm like that. Results in the touchdown here. Great play offensively. First down. Favre. Going deep for Walker. He's got it at the 15. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there.
That the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it, and oftentimes and I think that right there he knew right away where the
and he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember well when we get back. Warner to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, LA! With touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Rams have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score
throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And he's got room. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Matt Ryan now on the year. And the Packers are closing in on a third straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter.
I guess when you look back on
first and goal as they look to punch in a late score. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here.
But it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play.
Minimize our mistakes and try and play a conservative type game. They attacked right from the beginning. Said, we got to go after these guys. I think sometimes you take the #1 rated defense by surprise.
Stay home again next week as the Minnesota Vikings come to town. Meanwhile, for LA, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.